Hey guys, welcome back to the tutorial. I hope you guys are good with the introduction video. Now, we are familiar with industrial automation and some terms in it like the hierarchy, types of industrial automation and all. So the hierarchy or the levels are field level, control level, supervisory level and information level. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the importance of field level. These are the contents, the introduction section where we will discuss how to automate a dam. Then we will go for the field devices, that is, what is a sensor, what are the different types of sensors, then actuators and its different types. So that's it. Now let's go to the topic. Hey guys, welcome to the introduction section. For the better understanding, I need you guys to assume yourself as an automation engineer. So you are required to automate a dam. The task is simple. There is a shutter for the dam and it need to be opened if the water level in the dam rises above a particular level, and the shutter need to be closed if the water goes down below a particular level. So think about it for a while. Okay, if you have done thinking, I recommend you to go to the comment section and write down your thoughts because I really love to read them. Okay, the task is simple. I know all of you got the answer. So we need some sensors, a PLC, and of course a motor to make the shutter movement possible, right? At least for those who don't know how a motor make a shutter work, here is an example. The same principle can be applied to the shutter also. So this is just for the understanding. Now let's go to the further details. Actually, to automate a dam like the above mentioned condition, that is a dam with only one shutter, do we really need a PLC? Maybe we can do it without a PLC, right? Because the logic is pretty simple. So when exactly a PLC is needed? When we look at any of the dam in real life, most of these dams are not just made with one shutter. They are having multiple shutter. And all these shutters need not be opened at the same time. That all depends on the water level. If the water level can be controlled just by opening one shutter, obviously we will go for that one shutter. And then if it is not controllable, we will go for multiple shutter. And of course, there are so many factors deciding the opening and closing of the shutter, like the capacity of the dam, the water coming into the dam, the water going out of the dam, etc. So all these things act as the condition for the shutter operation, or we can say that they are the logic behind the operation. Now it makes some sense. I mean, now you guys know why a PLC is used. I will make a dedicated video on PLC next time. Now let's deal with the field device. So here the field device act as the eye and arm of the entire process. And I also like to mention that the PLC is the brain here. So the first category is the sensors.
Sensors. Sensors are used to detect the stimulus, and the stimulus can be of different types such as mechanical, electrical, thermal, magnetic, etc. And in the case of our dam, we will use either level sensor or float sensor to detect the water level in the dam. The table here shows the different category of sensors based on the stimulus and the parameters they measure. Now, let's see the classification of sensors. Sensors are mainly classified into two types, analog and discrete. And the discrete, which is again classified into binary and digital. When we need to continuously monitor something, we will go for either analog or digital sensor because that binary thing will act as a switch only. When I say an example for analog and digital sensor, I can say that we are familiar with the tachometer, which is available as both analog and digital form. As you know, it will help us to monitor the rotational speed. There are so many sensors available like potentiometer, ammeter, accelerometer, etc., which we are familiar with, and there are so many other sensors which we need to get familiar with. Now, when we go to the case of binary sensor or binary switch, they either got the value on or off. And the example for this binary switch includes bimetallic switch, limit switch, proximity switch. You know the case of this proximity switch, they just need to detect the presence. There is a presence or there is not a presence. So yeah, on or off, that's it. Now let's go to the next section, actuators. So these actuators are hardware devices that converts a controller command signal into a change in physical parameter. Again, if we take the case of this dam, the sensor will give the data to the controller, that is the PLC, and then the PLC will command the motor. Then the motor will work and the shutter moves respectively, which is a mechanical procedure. So these actuators are also a transducer. Types of actuators. The different types of actuators are electrical, hydraulic, and pneumatic. The electrical actuators include electric motor, solenoid, electromechanical relay, etc. Here, I would like to specially mention the case of relays. As an automation engineer, you need to know the potential of this relay. Relays are used when we need to control a large amount of current or voltage with a small amount of electrical signal. It is basically a kind of switch. When you are automating the dam, the signal from the PLC need to be connected to the relay because the motor which operates the shutter will definitely need more power. And now you know why relays are so important. Hydraulic actuators. Hydraulic actuators are used in industrial process control. They use hydraulic pressure to drive an output system, and the fluid used in the hydraulic actuators is highly incompressible so that the pressure applied can be transmitted constantly to the device attached to it. Pneumatic actuators. Pneumatic actuators are devices for converting pressure energy of compressed air into mechanical energy to perform a useful work. When you compare it to the hydraulic actuators, here the driving force used is the compressed air. And that's all for the time. So if you love this video and want to know more about automation and related things, subscribe to our channel, enable that bell icon so that you are actually automating something. And of course, you won't miss any further updates from this channel. So hear me in the next video. Until then, take care.